Acemagician AMR5 Mini PC Review. It was first introduced on Kickstarter, which isn't designed to be a place where people sell products. However, when it came out in its original form, it had a lower spec AMD chip inside, but now it has been updated to use a newer generation AMD Ryzen 5 chip. It differs from the typical mini PC by not using the Intel NUC, next unit of computing, enclosures. Instead, it uses a freestanding design that sits on a desktop or TV unit. It has a 6-core and 12-thread processor, a Radeon graphics card, and plenty of memory installed. You can control its performance by pressing the power button to choose from silent, auto, or performance modes. When using auto mode, the fans run at their lowest speeds until they need to be turned up. If the computer needs additional cooling, the fans turn up automatically. The selected mode is easily visible because its power button is illuminated by different colors depending on which mode you've chosen. We're not sure if there's any way to turn off the flashing lights. Unfortunately, we don't know of any way to do so. What sets this case apart from others is its ease of upgradability and accessibility without any tools required. It's just two small plastic lugs holding the top half of the case together. There are two memory slot options available for the X570 chipset. You can choose between having two 4-DIMM DDR4 memory modules, 16GB total, or one 8-DIMM DDR4 module and one 6-DIMM DDR4/DDR3 module, 24GB. If you want to increase the size of your SSD, there is no need to change out any parts, simply add another SSD. One of the most important considerations when buying an SSD is whether there are enough PC lanes available for expansion cards. A typical desktop PC has two M.2 sockets, however, each socket supports up to 4 PC lanes, 2 per direction. If you need more than 4 PC lanes, you'll need to look at motherboards with 6 or 8 M.2 sockets. While technically, it is possible for 3 monitors to be connected to an AMR5, the built-in GPU isn't sufficiently powerful enough to drive them all simultaneously at their maximum resolution settings. We think the AMR5 is a good gaming platform, but it wouldn't be a good choice for gamers who want high-quality graphics and demanding gameplay. For the price, the AMR5 offers a lot of value for its size and performance. It's a good choice for general use. Prices for the AMR5 vary depending on where in the world they're sourced from. On Amazon.com in the United States, shoppers can buy the same product for $424. If you buy products from AliExpress instead of Amazon, you may save time by not having to wait for them to arrive at your doorstep, but you'll pay more for shipping than if you bought them directly from Amazon. The design of this mini PC is unlike any of the classic NUCs we've previously encountered, as the AMR5 was specifically created for use solely on desks and not mounted onto monitors. It was designed to stand up without being laid down. One advantage of this design is that because of its shape, it is relatively stable and less likely for cables to knock it over. With its sleek design, the Surface Book 2 has 4 USB 3.0 Type-A ports, 1 USB 3.0 Type-C port, 1 mini DisplayPort 1.2 port, 1 headphone/microphone combo jack, 1 SD card reader, 1 gigabit Ethernet port, and 1 power connector. What's lacking is an SD card reader, and with the exception USB-A ports, all the USB ports are only USB 3.1 Gen 2. That limitation suggests that there may be an issue with the number of PC slots available, which we'll discuss further down the page. Aside from ports, the AMR5 Mini PC has some unique features that set it apart from its predecessor. On both sides of the machine, there are RGB LEDs that cycle through a colorful light pattern that is visible through small triangles in the case. Compared to the cheaper Intel NUCs that use Intel N5085 or N5100 CPUs, the Ryzen 5 5610U is on an entirely new plane. Those extra cores and threads make this one of the most powerful small form factor PCs available today. With a score of 7,466 for the multi-core benchmark, this machine exceeds every Intel Mini PC design from the past 12 months, even those using Intel's latest generation CPUs. On single-threaded performance tests, however, it lags slightly behind those running the Intel Xeon E3-1240V4 and Intel Pentium G4400. There are several good reasons why you might want to consider buying an AMR5 instead of an AMR4, but there are some things that could be improved. One of the best aspects of this small computer is how easy it is to upgrade and that it has two PCI Express 3.0x4 Mini PC M.2 slots. As the prices for non-flash memory continue to fall and larger capacity drives become available, it may soon be feasible to use this small computer as a powerful media player. On the downside, the USB 2.0 variety is largely lacking in terms of USB 3.0 support, but one port has some potential to add an external drive. Even though we don't know exactly what this device is capable of doing, the AMR5 looks impressive enough to be worth considering.